Well guys, we have an official release date for the live-action Zelda film, and I wanted to talk about it, as well as some details about the movie and what I'd like to see from it. The movie officially releases March 26th, 2027. For some reason, probably sleep deprivation if I'm being honest, I thought they announced March 26th, 2026. I think I lost 5 years of my life from the thought of them rushing this movie, but 2 years is enough time, I think. Some of you kaiju fans may be concerned because that's right around when Godzilla Kong 3 releases as well. On one hand, I'm excited about both films, so I'm glad we're getting them at the same time, but on the other, I worry about the box office potential of either film. One thing that I feel kind of mixed on is the fact that it's going to be live action. Zelda is a very cartoony franchise with a very cartoony world. I mean, just look at how the main character dresses. I just feel like it'll have an uphill battle pulling this off in live action. I've seen some people say they should have used a Studio Ghibli style of animation, and while I think that would have worked very well, I personally wanted to see a dark fantasy inspired art style. The movie is going to be directed by Wes Ball. If you don't know who that is, he was the director behind the Maze Runner films and the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes movie that came out last year, which I quite liked. Now, initially, I thought he was just going to be a director for hire, but he actually has wanted to make a Zelda film for a very long time. Believe me when I say, he is incredibly passionate about this. The fact that this man is so passionate about this franchise, and the fact that he has the talent to back it up, is what really got me excited. I was someone who used to think a Zelda film would be a huge mistake, but now they've got my attention. Now I want to talk about what I would like to see from this movie and from a potential Zelda film trilogy. What I think is going to happen is we're going to get a loose adaptation of the very first Zelda game mixed with Ocarina of Time. Those are the classics, and I can't imagine they'd want to start off the franchise without Ganondorf as the big bad. But what I hope happens is that the first film is more or less an adaptation of Skyward Sword, since that's the first game chronologically. Mostly what I want them to adapt from that game is Girahim and Demise as the main bad guys. I also want them to use that version of Link as the template for the film version, as he's my personal favorite iteration. I also don't think they should do the whole game one-to-one or anything, like Skyloft or the Bird Mounts for example. I believe they should use an established Hyrule for the setting, and Epona really should be the main animal companion here. I think the title screen and opening credits should also have the main title music from Ocarina of Time. Maybe after Link defeats Girahim and Demise, you could end the film with Link traveling somewhere else, maybe to find Navi if we want to include her, or just seeking a new adventure. Maybe while he's riding through a misty forest, you could hear this sound and set up the second game to be a loose adaptation of Majora's Mask, which, by the way, is my favorite video game of all time. Even though it's my favorite, I can still recognize that this is a very unconventional Zelda game, so I can understand not wanting to lead off with that, but I definitely think it would work for a sequel. Then the third movie could see Link return to Hyrule and have Ganondorf finally be the bad guy for the last film. Could you imagine how epic it would be if they did a one-to-one adaptation of this moment specifically for the last fight of a Zelda trilogy? A billion rupees film right there. A billion rupees. Anyways, those are my thoughts and wishes for the upcoming live-action Zelda film. What do you think? Are you excited? What games do you think they should adapt, if any? Comment below, please like, subscribe, and as always, take care.